Welcome back to Terraria with Brian. There's a new traveling merchant in town today, and he's selling a yellow team block and a yellow team platform for 1 silver each. I have no idea what those things are, so I will buy one of each of those things. They might be related to new, red wire mechanics or something, is my guess. It sounds like with teams, it's probably like a multiplayer kind of thing. Maybe you can join a team by activating the block or something. But in any case, it seems like something that might be useful to have, and I haven't seen this item before. The companion cube is back here again as well, but it costs 5 platinum, and so I'm not going to be getting that anytime soon. Golden fishing rod. Nice! I didn't realize I completed that many fishing quests already. 50% fishing power as opposed to 20% fishing power. That is a huge upgrade. After running out of bullets with Queen Bee, I decided to go ahead and buy 4 stacks of bullets, and it turns out that I can add silver to them to make them silver bullets, so they'll deal more damage. And so I'm going to upgrade my bullets to silver bullets, or at least 3 of the stacks of them, and so that'll improve things a bit. Trying to get prepared for Skeletron, I'm also getting various potions that I think I'm going to use, and will improve the arena a bit as well. Here's some items from a traveling merchant that I haven't seen before. Code 1 is a new yo-yo, and katana is a weapon. The code 1 kind of interests me. And it's only 5 gold. Yeah, let's buy that. Godly. Neat. 24 melee damage. That actually... Ooh, it's got a lot of range, too, and that's without any of my various buffs that I have, which I have a few of. If I want to do yo-yo damage, I've got counterweights and the string. I'm just curious to see if I were to put on all 3 of those things, what the yo-yo ends up being like. Let's try out the yo-yos. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. It seems like I only get 1 of the counterweights. Unless you have to hit multiple enemies in order for both of them to happen at the same time, or maybe I have to get all 3 colored counterweights and then they'll combine. Not sure exactly how that works. Not sure if this would be useful against Skeletron. I guess it could potentially deal continual damage, so it might be. Although I'd probably want one of the counterweights, and I'm not sure that any of them are good enough compared to the other accessories I'm planning to wear. And if I didn't have any of those, then this does not have nearly as much range. So I have a feeling I won't actually use that against Skeletron. In any case, what I will use against Skeletron is the upgraded arena that I have created over here, which basically has a much longer area to try to kite him, basically left and right over here. So I can go all the way over here. We're within range of Campfire and Heart Lantern buffs the entire time. And I think I should be able to just kind of fly back and forth and try to dodge his attacks. So that's going to be my plan. Hopefully things will work out well. I also have a sharpening station which I've brought along, and that's going to give me a melee buff. So it makes my weapons have armor penetration, or my melee weapons anyway. And so that'll be good for if I get into close range and can actually swing this thing. One thing I've not done is made a house here at the entrance of the dungeon to move the nurse into, so that I could use the nurse for healing. If I end up losing this battle and need to fight Skeletron again another night, that is another strategy that I could employ, but I've chosen not to do it here. But to review my plans, I've got the sharpening station, so I've got my melee buff, which should last the entire battle. I've got my little summoned minion out. I'm going to use a lot of the mini shark, I expect. Also some grenades, and perhaps even the musket. And the sword when I'm in close combat, which I can just hold to attack. But I think we are ready to summon Skeletron once again, and hopefully have better luck this time than I did last time. So let's go ahead and buff. And curse! Skeletron is awoken. Alright. Let's try to dodge these attacks. And let's turn off the mini-map, is something that I forgot to do already. Alright, great. If I can dodge his hands and his head, I think those are going to be the keys, and I should really try to focus on the hands, because once you defeat his hands, his defense goes down, And so if I can just kind of aim at, for example, I'm trying to aim at the right hand right now continually. If I can manage to defeat that portion of him first, then I might have some success. I can't tell if the hands just switched positions as well. So I guess if I can aim at either hand, I should call myself lucky. If lucky is the right word. I do think I'm taking a lot less damage now, oh gosh, than I was the last time we fought him, and so my significantly upgraded armor and accessories are definitely helping. And also, obviously, the fact that I can fly around with the Frostspark boots, or whatever they're called, is giving me a lot more mobility in this battle. And I have plenty of bullets. I've spent a few hundred, I think. But they're just going to continue to rain down on him, and yeah, I've definitely done a lot of work. Yikes. Okay, get away from me, Skeletron head. On this hand, this is one of those moments where all of a sudden I look over and make sure that the recording is actually going, but yes, it is. Okay, one hand down. The other hand, I don't know if the other hand is taking as much damage. Okay, his head has become more aggressive in terms of fighting at me. But I think I can get the other hand soon. And when he's reduced to one attack, I think that should make things significantly easier. And I'm down more than 100 hit points, so I should go ahead and heal so that I can get my healing timer. It didn't occur to me to fish for honeyfin, which would be a better healing source. I'll need to remember to do that at some point in the not-too-distant future. Okay, great. 2 hands down. Let's get a sense of... Oh boy, look at all the skulls he's shooting at me. Let's try to get a sense of how many hit points he has and how much damage I'm doing. Looks like I'm doing 15, 16, 17, and he has like 7,000. So I do think the mini shark is likely to be the most DPS, and these swirling, arcing skulls that he's firing at me are actually relatively easy to dodge. And so I think I ought to be able to keep this up. How much time do I have? Yeah, we're only 10:15. I still have plenty of time during the night to fight him. But he does spend a lot of time going off screen, which is kind of annoying. Makes him harder to aim at and hit. Oh boy. Alright, we're down to 4,000 hit points though. And I still have 2,000 bullets. I'm glad I bought 4 stacks of bullets. I do not think that that was the wrong decision by a long shot. And I'm also glad that I think when I first got the mini shark, it ended up being a demonic mini shark, which does extra damage, and I'm very happy to have that as well. Okay, when he actually goes flying at you, it's actually the easiest time to hit him. Provided he doesn't hit me, I would like him to do that attack more often. Come at me, bro! There should be a taunt, where you can, like, cause the boss to come straight at you like this. Okay, he's almost dead. 800, 700... And he's not doing a very good job of dodging any attacks, so he should be done. Yeah! Great! Skeletron has been defeated. I have no recollection of what's in the treasure bag in expert mode. Skeletron hand is equipable. I think that's a grappling hook of sorts. Bone glove, throwing damage. Oh, right, that throws bones. Are either of those the expert mode drop? Maybe it's the Skeletron hand, and maybe I'm misremembering what Skeletron hand is. That just says equipable. It says equipable. Wait a minute. Is it a grappling hook? It does seem to be a grappling hook. Let's see exactly what kind of grappling hook it is. Oh, I think you can, like, grapple onto, like, 2 things at once, possibly, with this. Let's check it out. Yes. And how does it compare? I think it's not as long as my emerald hook. It might be faster. It's probably comparable. Let's try to get a sense of the length really quick. The emerald hook is going basically to... Oops. Darn it. I want to aim so that it goes just to the very edge of the dungeon wall here. Okay, the emerald hook is just reaching the dungeon wall there. And if I switch to Skeletron hand, it reaches almost as far. And it has 2 hooks rather than 1. Okay. I think I'll start using this hook rather than my emerald hook. Let me pick back up the sharpening station so I don't forget about it. And the bone glove, I think doesn't have any ammo yet because I think I do need to use bones to throw with it. And I just want to make sure I didn't get some other drop from him and didn't notice, because neither of those seem particularly... Oh, that's right. Skeletron doesn't normally have any drops, does he? Now that I'm thinking about it, he just grants you access to the dungeon. He's not like a give you kind of boss in general. Although I know there are a few rare drops that he has that are pretty cool. In any case, speaking of the dungeon, we have access to the dungeon, so why don't we go check it out? I'm going to throw down the sharpening station one more time. It didn't even occur to me to possibly rebuff during that battle. But that's okay. I'm going to need some ultra bright torches as well. So let me get a stack of those at the ready. But now we can explore the dungeon. And, right, I'll finally get a decent mana weapon in here, probably. Is that it, actually? No, that's not it. There is the... names of things. It's amazing what falls out of your head. There's the book, Water Bolt. That's what it's called, the Water Bolt spell that you can find in some of the bookcases in the dungeon. And it's a yellow book with a blue stripe, so it's possible just to, like, recognize it on the bookshelf. And also, if you hover your mouse over it, it actually shows that it's a Water Bolt. So you can see it without actually having to tear down all of the books. In the dungeon... Ooh, and water candles, right! For increasing monster spawns when you want to do that. Okay, we've just switched to dungeon music. How's my inventory doing? I should really stack away a few things I don't need to be holding right now. I'm going to leave that on the bar because I might actually use it a little bit here in the dungeon. Can stack away the water candle for the moment. And let's definitely quick stack my money as well. Okay, I don't see the water bolt here. This will probably have a key, yes. Oh, and an herb bag. Very nice. I think I've got all 7 kinds of plants growing at this point. And so unless they added something new in this update, I don't believe they did, as far as plants go, I don't need to worry about the herb bag really anymore. But I do like that item. I do like that item in general. And so far, okay, let's switch to the ultrabright torches, which I accidentally just quick stacked back into here. And oh, is that it? No, that's still not it. And there was something else that I wanted to do inside my inventory. Come on, brain, you can do it. Maybe you cannot do it. Oh, I know what it was. I don't need the Swiftness Potion or Endurance Potion or Thorns Potion in the dungeon, but I will get these others, and I'm going to go ahead and buff. Because some of the dungeon enemies are likely to be difficult. And I need to remember that I have a hold to attack melee weapon. Okay. There we go. And I should also be on the lookout for traps, because spikes and different things could also deal a fair amount of damage to me. So we have skeletons, who are eventually going to give us bones. And so we'll be able to try out that throwing bone glove, whatever it was, in a little bit. But first, let's just deal with some basic skeletons and try to get a sense of what all... Oh, hey! This is the most important thing. Bad mechanic. Okay. Oh, neat. And the Muramasa as well. Okay. So with the mechanic, we can finally start doing all the red wire contraptions, which are the major new thing in this update, and so that's going to be amazing. Oh, crap. No. Don't push me into spikes. That's mean. And I guess, so long as I'm staying alive down here reasonably, we'll just kind of continue to explore the dungeon and try to map it all out and try to find some of the loot. I'm not going to worry about the mechanic. She'll respawn back at home on her own. She doesn't really need my help right now. And I'm trying to think of what other things are in the dungeon. There's a few different individual loot things. The Cobalt Shield is one that kind of stands out for me, just from the point of view of it's a very good item that you can't obtain anywhere else. It prevents the player from taking knockback. And then there's a number of other weapons, but I don't know that any of them are really that good right now. There's a bunch of bad guys down here, and so I expect a grenade might do some good work. Yeah, this sword. This sword is actually doing good work. Very fast, hold to attacks. Oh, Clothe Your Voodoo Doll. Right, if you want to resummon Skeletron. Okay, there's another water candle there. I want that. Ah, darn it. Got hit by the bat trap. I think it may have poisoned me, so I'll do that really quick. Oh, right. We won't be able to use these for a while, but I like to mark these on the map. Sure, I'll go ahead and put 4 ultrabright torches there. So basically, if I were to take a look at my mini-map, I would be able to see that chest a little bit more easily. And I forget what this thing is, but I definitely want it. Let me stack away a few things I don't need to be carrying around right now. Alchemy table. I think that allows you to craft potions with fewer ingredients, which is definitely a nice thing for making potions, and so I'm happy to have found that. I forgot that was one of the new things they added in 1.3, so I have seen that before. And so, yeah, let's see if we can at least... Oops. I just stacked away my... Alright, let's take all the ultrabright torches out of my pack so that they don't quick stack back in there, so that I don't end up losing my torches. Okay, there's another alchemy station. I don't really need more than one, so I'm going to leave this one in here. And eventually we're going to have to come back to the dungeon and kind of get the dungeon all prepared for hard mode. There's another one of the hard mode chests. By making sure that we get rid of all the water candles, and then adding, you know, like campfires and heart potion, whatever it's called. Life crystal, heart container, chains, whatever I'm trying to say. The buffs. We like buffs. We want to have all the buffs going kind of all around. We might even add some grass and sunflowers or something to give us more mobility inside the dungeon, possibly. I don't know if that's going kind of like overly crazy. But the hard mode dungeon can be really tough, and so it's really important to prepare the dungeon so it's ready to be a friendlier place by the time you get there in hard mode, in my opinion. I tend to be the type of player who kind of over-prepares on things, but it serves me well if I'm trying not to die that often. And we've only died, I don't know, a little more than a dozen times in this playthrough. So I'd like to keep that. Okay, I got poison, so we'll do that. And yeah, I should take out all the spikes as another preparation inside the dungeon. Yeah, there'll be a lot to do here. But for now, I'm happy to just kind of explore. Sebastian the Clothier has arrived. That's right, after defeating the old man as Skeletron, he becomes one of my NPCs back at home. And I think just sells me vanity clothing, so nothing too exciting. And actually, is there anything else you can do with the Clothier? I guess some of the vanity clothing allows you to kind of cover up your armor so you look like your normal player that you created back at character creation time. I just selected a random character build that I thought looked a little bit cool. But it's definitely the case that if you like the look of your player, but at the same time want to be able to wear armor, having the Clothier around makes a nice kind of aesthetic option there with the familiar clothing. Ah, I lied. It's a blue book with a yellow stripe, not a yellow book with a blue stripe. But I did just pick up Water Bolt, a nasty Water Bolt. It's a mana weapon that goes like this and bounces all around. It's actually pretty good. Occasionally you can find it at the very entrance of the dungeon. And if you can, and get it before you defeat Skeletron, it's a very good early game weapon. You have to be a little bit lucky for that to happen. Let's see if we can find that Cobalt Shield. My inventory was overflowing, so I decided I needed to come back. I just realized I brought the buckets of honey so we could set up some honey stations for fighting Skeletron, and I never used them. Oopsie. I guess I'll leave them here with, like, mechanisms, and eventually we will use them for some stuff. I haven't used the Bone Glove yet, and I do have 158 bones now, and so I'm just kind of curious. Assuming I can find a bad guy. Actually, we can... Oh, wow! That's not a bad weapon. 11 throwing damage. It is an expert mode, okay. Throws empowered bones. 33% chance not to... I mean, it flew really fast. Doesn't deal that much damage, but if I reforge it, that could be a good throwing weapon. Okay. Hey, Fire Blossom are blooming. Do they bloom at a certain time of day or something? I don't think I've noticed them blooming before. But it's just before 6 p.m., and I'm finally able to harvest and replant some Fire Blossoms, so that's a good thing. Now that Skeletron has been defeated, there's an NPC I want to talk to buy something. It's the merchant! Because I keep running out of inventory space and I want to buy the safe, even though it costs 20 gold. But that is a good, it's like a second ender chest, and so I definitely want that. I'm going to go ahead and favorite it in my inventory. But now, as expected, I also do want to talk to... What's her name? My Reaver Shark is in the way. Why don't I switch? Sally! Hi, Sally! A fallen star has fallen, and I need to go grab it because I have an obsession with collecting fallen stars. But then I'd like to talk to you about what you sell. Always buy more wire than you need. Whoa! Red, blue, green. There's now yellow, which is a new color of wrench for placing different colors of wire for multiple mechanisms. Red pressure plate activates when stepped on. Green pressure plate activates when stepped on. There was yellow. Ooh, wire bulb can be placed. Lights up bulbs for each wire color. Oh, a meteorite has landed. Fascinating. Engineering helmet is a vanity item. Mechanical lens grants improved wire vision. Equipable. Junction box. Saw the penguin sneaking up on me and I wasn't sure what it was. Separates wire pads. Actuator. Okay, that was around before. Booster track. Interesting. I guess can like speed up mine carts. Oh, there's all kinds of different colored pressure plates. Activates when a projectile touches it. Anything but a player. 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 And this just says activates when stepped on, and so I guess those include monsters. And then the switches and levers seem like they're the same. Okay, I don't know what a number of these things do. And so perhaps next episode we'll play around with things a little bit. I think there's more than just what's here. Maybe some of it comes in hard mode. Maybe some of it are things that one needs to find in chests. And obviously there's also a whole lot of statues. Where are my statues? Over here. Where more of these are apparently mechanical statues that have functions. And so in some future episode, definitely, we will play around with talking to the mechanic and seeing what all we can do. How much money do I have to buy things from the mechanic? I've got a Platinum 70, and so that's a fair amount of money, so I'm not too worried about spending money. Is all my housing filled up? I think all my housing is filled up, so I actually need to create some more housing so that we can get the party girl, and I have to decide... Thread, I think, is the same. The plumber stuff, I don't remember if that was there before. Yeah, I think that this stuff has not changed for the clothier. I need to decide if I also want to build, like, a new housing complex for the NPCs. I am not unhappy with the greenhouse, but obviously I just have, like, these awful dirt houses that everybody kind of got stuffed into. And so if I'm in the mood to build, it's a, full moon, by the way, and so the deathweed is actually blooming, so I can harvest it and get some more deathweed seeds. And what was I saying? Yeah, if I get in the mood to build some nicer housing, I might actually build some nicer housing for NPCs in the future, because we still haven't gotten the party girl. I actually died once off camera. I'm not going to count that death in the official death total because it was stupid. I just died of fall damage because I was a dummy and fell out of my minecart. Doesn't count. It's not unofficial. I think in any case, that's all I'm going to do for today. I'm sure I have enough footage for today with the battle with Skeletron, so I will just say that I hope, as always, that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Terraria. Bye-bye.